let's go ahead and go into our shout outs for June. Y'all are on fire. Team builders for the month of June so far. Let's see what we have. 19 new boss babes in the past 12 days added to our amazing team. By the way, FYI, our team's amazing. Just saying. I get messages all the time on IG. They're like, "Can we switch to you?" And I'm like, "Girl, you got a long road. You won't switch." But like, they want to be a part of what we've got going on. We hold each other accountable with our workouts. We hold each other accountable with our meal plan, and we are a solid community of incredible women, and people want that. So make sure you're sharing your posts. All right, team builders. We have coaches who have now added coaches to their team for the month of June, and that is Samantha, Ren, Mandy, Kendra, Whitney, Tiffany, Samantha McDonald, Cindy T, and Kaylin all have one coach added to their team. And then with two coaches, myself and Miss Lauren Anderson, and then leading the pack is Valerie Collins and Laura, who's also going to be speaking on the call tonight with Lauren. And then Success Club for the month of June. Let's see who's in Success Club already. Oh, snap. Who knew? Samantha McDonald is on the board. Brandy on the board. Whitney, Mandy, Holly, Kaylin, Kelly King, Brandy M, Tiffany Parsons, Jennifer Abbott, Brooke McCain, Ren Young, Dina Armstrong, she's now married, Samantha F, Venus Weaver, and myself, Kendra and Ashton. We are all on the board, and we are pushing for Success Club 6 or above. And let's just see the people who are like next level. Next level, we have Valerie Collins, 6 points, Laura Fadaley, 6 points, Megan Bankston, 6 points, Kelly Slaughter, 8 points. Congratulations, Kelly. She wanted to hit it before she went to Vegas on vacation. And I remember, I don't know if you were on the coffee chat, but I gave her 5. I said, I want you to write down 5, 1 through 5, and fill those before you leave for vacation. And she filled in 4 and hit Success Club. So now she can enjoy Vegas and not think about Success Club. And in the Success Club 10, who's also speaking on the call tonight, is Miss Lauren Anderson at 14 points. Awesome sauce. All right, Explode the Empire is in full swing, you guys. Do you know how many days we have left? We have 11 days left till this ends. If you're on this call and you don't know what Explode the Empire is, if you sign 5 coaches within the next 11 days, or if you did already, you earn our team tank top, workout tank top. If you, did I say sell? Sign. If you sign 10 coaches within the next 11 days, or say you've already started accumulating that, you not only get the tank top, but you also get a mastermind call with myself, Kelly, and 2 of your top coaches. You get to choose who those people are who get that mastermind call, which means you can set a contest. Like, if my new coach at Success Club in the month of July, June, whatever you want it to be, they'll earn the call. So make sure you set that up properly. And then if you hit gold, which is 15 coaches recruited within the next 11 days, not within accrued, and then we have 11 days left, then you get a swag bag of Kelly and I's favorite things, which could be lots of fun or funny. And then you also get the mastermind call with us and 2 of your top coaches, and then you also get the workout tank. And then the top recruiter with a minimum of 15 coaches, which we already have 1 person who's hit gold, and that is Miss Valerie Collins, will get to attend the VIP Elite Party. We will be in Indy cars, doing a lot of cool things, getting pictures with all the trainers. So you have to be attending Summit, and you have to have a minimum of 15 coaches signed within the next 11 days. And then, what was I going to say? It's the person who recruits the most. So even though you have 15, you get whoever has the highest. There will be 2 people going to the elite party. Kelly's taking a guess and I'm taking a guess. Kelly will be taking one of her personally sponsored coaches. I gave her, well, I didn't give her, she is, chosen to take one of her personally sponsored coaches, and I'm going to take anybody on the downline that is going to Summit. So I'm super pumped about that. And I'm super pumped that this is Kelly's first year as an elite coach. So we get to see whatever swag, like that picture. We have race car suits. So y'all all take selfies next to Kelly's whatever it is and shout her out, because she is not one to be like, I don't even know if she's on this call. She's probably not. She just got back from vacation. But she's not one to have her name in lights, and it's going to be quite fun tagging her and everything. All right. What else we got? Let's go ahead and see where we're at. Ooh, oh snap. I'm going to take myself to the elite party. I'm just kidding. All right.
An assistant to the elite party.
Yeah, so if I win, Nicola gets to go.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I was kidding. All right, so in silver, these beauties who are also speaking on tonight's call, so I'm sure you guys would love to hear how they're recruiting 10 coaches and 14 coaches to their teams, which is some of the things we're going to talk about tonight, and then myself at 13 coaches. And then in bronze level, we've got Kelly King, Monika, Kelly Batchelor, Ren Mosley, and Katie Virtue at 6 coaches, and Ren at 6 coaches. And then I believe we have on the board. Yes, on the board. Here we go. There's usually a page 2 also, but we'll start here. Jamie, Lauren, I think it says Lauren, this font. Lauren, Melinda, Caitlin. Sorry, Jennifer Abbott, Morgan, Whitney, Melanie, Taylor Phillips, Callista, Vanessa, Lisa Edge, Savannah, Malaysia, Kimberly, Mandy, Sarah, and Cassie, all on the board. You guys are super close. It only takes 5 coaches. In the next 11 days, you hit 5, you get to earn that workout tank. And then still on the board, we have Samantha, Shelly, Rebecca, Whitney, Jessica Morris, Megan, Amy O'Rear, Kelsey King, Annette, Megan Bankston, Jenny, right? I do that one every time because it looks like Jerry in that font. And what's this name here? Kendra? Kendra. I can't read the font. I'm getting old. Congratulations, everybody. So you just have to get to 5 coaches in the next 11 days, and you will earn tier 1, which is our bronze tier. All right. Super pumped about tonight's call. Enough with me talking, but you guys are y'all are slaying it already, and we are not even, we're almost halfway to June. And I can't believe Summit is a month away. You guys counting down to partying in Indianapolis. There's still time to get your tickets and be at Summit. We will find you a room, boo, if you want to go. But tonight I have asked Lauren and Laura to do kind of a Q&A and share their stories a little bit on tonight's team call. A little bit about the 2 of them. Lauren's she's been a speaker on the call before. She's been with us for several years now. She is a ball of positive energy. If you haven't had a chance to hang out with her, she's been on Success Club trips with us. She's just like the sweetest soul ever. She is a new diamond coach. She just recently quit her full-time banking job and is a full-time Beachbody coach on the team. She's also pursuing being a cycling instructor. So she's just living her best life right now with her hubby. So that is Miss Lauren Anderson. And then we have Laura Fadaley, who is a newer coach in Epic Empire, who is slaying it. She is an emerald coach, soon to be diamond, right? Hopefully by Summit, she'll be a diamond coach. Trying to earn her spot on our diamond retreat. She consistently shows up each morning on our workout calls. She's pushed herself out of her comfort zone, getting up early in the morning. She is spunky. I feel like I attract spunky cry, and she's spunky cry just like me. Love it, love it. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you will smile every time you see her stories. So I'm going to give them the floor. Lauren, if you want to start with sharing just a little snippet of your story and how you became a coach in case somebody doesn't know you. And then Laura, you can share yours. And then we're going to go into some Q&A.
Sure thing. Hey guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on here. I want to say first, like one of the major things that has helped me in my business is consistently getting on these calls. So if you are looking to stay where you're at, like if things are going great, keep getting on the calls. And if you don't like where you are, keep getting on the calls. I promise you're always going to pick something up from one of these calls. So my story is I started right about 3 years ago, actually, and I was just scrolling on Facebook. I saw a friend that I trusted with her before and after pictures, and I was like, what the heck is this girl doing? Because we've been hanging out and she didn't even tell me about it. I was like, oh my God, like I need to know what this is. I had been struggling with my weight for a long time, just the same old story a lot of us have, that just the up and down roller coaster, gain weight, lose weight. I would think I got this under control, and then I would just go right back to my old ways and just be miserable. Like even now, I just had my 6-year wedding anniversary, and I look back on those pictures and I'm just like, oh my God, I wish I could go back and redo all of that stuff. Because that was at a time when I was like up bigger. So anyway, so I found it, and she happened to message me, and I was thinking about it. And I was one of those people that just jumped in as a coach immediately because I wanted to save money. I did not want to be a working coach necessarily. I had been in other MLMs before. I had been a Mary Kay lady pretty successfully for several years. Had done 31 bags and stuff like that. But I had been kind of burned out from MLM kind of stuff. So I sort of hid the fact that I was even a coach. I just started working out. My husband and I did 22-minute hardcore together, and I really didn't even have the money to spend on the challenge pack. It was a lot for us to risk spending it. It was $140 only for one set of DVDs. So I had to do like a lot of research ahead of time to even know which DVDs I was comfortable getting, which by the way, I got the shortest program that existed at that point, which was 22-minute hardcore. Because I was like, I'm lazy. I need a transformation. It has to be something that I know I can stick to. And so I did. And actually right behind me over here, you can't see it, but around the corner, I painted a chalkboard part of my kitchen the week that the stuff came in the mail. And I worked really hard to understand what Fixate was. I had never done a meal plan really before. And it was difficult for me to figure out the formula at first. And when I did, I was so proud. I wrote it on this wall. And 3 years later, it's still there because I'm so proud of it. My booty has bumped it a bunch of times. It has kind of gotten smudged and stuff, but I'm very proud of that. It symbolizes a lot for me. And I look at it every single day in my kitchen. So I really stuck to it. And I got a transformation in like the first 2 weeks that I was brave enough to share. And I had been a part of a challenge group. And the challenge group was very small. In fact, I was really like the only active challenger in there, but I didn't care because I was competitive and I wanted to win whatever prize, and I wanted to check in before everybody else. So it was really speaking to me. And so I just kept showing up, and finally was like, okay, I'm going to post this on my wall. And people responded to it, and people started messaging me and were like, what are you doing? And I never in the beginning had to fight like too hard to at least get eyes on me, because I was working on my own transformation, and I was so excited about that nobody could slow me down. And as soon as I saw that it worked, I was like, well, I'm just going to start telling everybody about this. And that's just what I continued to do. I worked a full-time job that whole time. Part of the time I commuted 2 to 2.5 hours a day. And sometimes of the year I'd have to work 7 days a week. It was very difficult sometimes to find the time for my coaching business. So sometimes all I did was share about my own journey. And sometimes I did have challenge groups that nobody was getting into and that I didn't have a lot of time to pay attention to. And sometimes I gained weight and, I got off track and I had to come back on. But every single one of those was a learning opportunity for me. And honestly, every single time I got off track was just an opportunity for me to bring my business back on track and show people what I could do and that I was still there. And every single transformation I've gotten has been like the golden ticket, really. It's been like the thing that has catapulted me forward. Okay, that's sort of it. So here I am now. I've been able to quit my job after 3 years of just consistently working. Took me a hot minute to figure out how to get to Diamond, but and it's not a perfect road. I won't say it's perfect right now, but it's at a point where I trust myself enough that I was done with the corporate world, done working for other people, that I know that I can do this. I'm still sort of scared. I'm literally in the first 2 weeks. Tomorrow marks 2 weeks that I quit my job. So, it's important for me to make sure I've been making sales. And so that's why you see that my number is already high this time of the month. Cause I was like, well, this is real. And my husband was like, hey, you're supposed to be selling to people, right? So he's been coming home like, how many sales did you make today? And I don't send a ton of messages, but I can make a ton of sales. So I would be like, well, I've already passed my goal. And he's like, well, what's the next goal? You know, so that's why I'm realizing like, this is real. Like, I got to really dig my heels in now. And everything I've been doing the last 3 years, slowly, but just surely, I've always been there. It's been the thing to give me the confidence to really dive in right now.
Love it. Thank you so much, Lauren. All right, Laura, your turn, girlfriend.
Hello, hello, hello. I say hello. Guys, if you don't know me, I love to talk. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it sweet, but I love to talk. So I'm just, me and this girl, Lauren, I tell them I need quiet. So what do? Come by with the tablet. Anyways, okay, so I'm Laura. If you guys don't know me, super approachable, super friendly, super talkative. So if you don't know me, shoot me a message. We'll become best friends, I promise. My journey kind of got started back in December of 2016. It kind of sounds cheesy and it sounds like a movie, but we were headed to a New Year's Eve party and I put on a red dress, and the red dress, the zipper popped out of it. And I stood there and cried because I had nothing else to wear and we were going to this party and I was mortified. So I'm like, what am I going to do? And I just looked in the mirror and I just felt this rush of emotions, these overwhelming feelings. So we go to the party, everyone's drinking, everyone's eating, everyone's having a good time. And I'm just like standing there in this other dress, like, please don't pop, please don't break, you know, like, just like, sweet baby Jesus, if you love me, you will not let this zipper bust in this dress, right? And I remember going into the bathroom and I remember looking in the mirror and I remember thinking how much I hated myself and how ugly I was. And I just really said some negative, awful things to myself. And when the ball dropped, so I said, sounds like a movie. When the ball dropped, I promised myself I would never feel like that again. I was never going to feel embarrassed. I was never going to hide from pictures. I was never going to hate myself and feel disgusting. So of course I tried every diet under the sun, every diet pill. Please don't do that. That's so bad for you. But I tried everything, right? Nothing was working. I spent a ton of money. And then I saw this ad for Beachbody and I decided to give it a try. I paid my TV bill late in order to buy my 21 Day Fix DVD. I think altogether I paid like $160 and I got a bag of Shakeology and I got the DVD. I hated Shakeology because I didn't know how to make it and I didn't really have someone to give me advice on how to make it. So if you have someone who tells you they don't like it, offer them a couple different options and ways to make it. And it's not for everybody, but now I love it. This is my second one today. I love it. So right away I jumped into the business aspect because I wanted to make the money back. I wanted to be able to, even though my husband was really supportive, I wanted to be able to make the money back and say, hey, look what I did. I really had no idea what I was doing and I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. At that time I was working in the postpartum unit at the hospital. That's the nursery. So I was with the little babies all day. And I loved that, but I was really missing a lot. I wasn't really getting paid a whole lot and I was missing a lot of time with my daughter, Eliza. So I decided to go what I thought was all in on this business. And I was like, yes, I'm doing this thing and I'm making it a business. And I did okay, but I really wasn't very consistent. By the time I was buying all the products that I loved, I really was coming upside down in it. And I wasn't hitting Success Club and I was really struggling. So if you think that I am like this amazing person who just magically did these things, it didn't quite happen that way. So it was really, really hard for me. We are getting ready to do IVF a second time. So that's in vitro fertilization. It's very, very expensive. And I knew that if I wanted to do it again, if I wanted to have the $20,000 or $30,000 to do it, that I had to go all in on this business. I had to say, this is my business. And my clicking moment for me, you're going to laugh because I got it from my 5-year-old. I went to a regular OB appointment and I was filling out the form and it asked what your occupation was. And I wrote stay-at-home mom. Because at that time I just quit my job, not because I made enough money, but just because I wasn't making the money to pay for someone to watch her. And I wrote stay at home mom, and the nurse was reading it back to me. And my daughter, who's 5, goes, that's not true, mommy. You're a beach coach. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I am a beach body. Give me that form back. And I wrote on there that I was a health and fitness instructor. And then I gave the girl my card. I'm like, here you go. You need to call me. So in that moment, I realized, okay, if Eliza, this 5-year-old, is realizing that this is a real business, I need to take this serious. So in that moment, I got hooked up with my girl Jatana here. I was instantly attracted to her because of her personality, her willingness to just be authentic and to be real. And I think that's so important in this business. You don't have to be crazy and outgoing, you know, and shaking your butt and doing all the things, but you have to be you and you have to be real. So I made the decision that I was going all in, and I treat it as if this is a brick and mortar store, as if I bought a coffee shop, and in order to keep this baby open, I have to do the things. Because sometimes I think it feels like we're doing all the things because we're spending all this time. I mean, you can take an hour taking 45 photos and not like any of them, but that's not going to get you to the results you want, right? So it was in this moment of, hey, this is my business. I got to treat this like a business. I'm all in on this. I love it. I'm very passionate about it. I love doing it. I love speaking, obviously. I want to eventually transition into a motivational speaker, still do this forever and ever because I love it. But in order to do that, I had to decide I'm going all in, and I had to believe in myself, and I had to say, I can do this. I had the power to help myself. I lost 40 pounds myself. I forgot to tell you that. I lost 40 pounds that first year. And I have the power to change other people's lives. So I just decided, this is it. I'm going all in. I'm diving in. I'm doing all the things. And I feel like it's my responsibility to help other people, because if I never found this journey, I can't imagine where I would be. I feel sad for that old Laura who was in the mirror, hating herself, feeling empty, feeling disgusting, feeling just not worthy. And now I can honestly say that I do love myself. I feel fulfilled. I feel proud to say what I do. Now I'm telling everybody when I go somewhere, they're like, well, what do you do? Well, let me tell you what I do. You know, I feel proud. I feel really excited about it. I feel really proud of it and my accomplishments and the fact that I can help other people. So that's just a little bit about me.
Love it. Love it. Well, I posted in the chat, you guys, to post questions for them so that we can have an active conversation. So Calissa started off, and Lauren or Laura, you guys can pick whoever wants to answer the question, or you can piggyback off each other. So Calissa's questions: what is the top activities that are making you, I just moved as I was reading it, that are making you the most money?
I can go first if you want. So to answer your question, I will show you. I should have probably already had this pulled out. Sorry, guys. So like I said a minute ago, I realized I was doing all these things. I was taking all these pictures. People love my videos on Instagram. I hope you guys like them too. I put my thing in the chat if you want to add me. But I really like doing that. I really think it's fun, right? So I was spending all this time picking the perfect song, picking the perfect outfit, picking the perfect motions to the song. And then I realized this shit isn't making me any money. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss. Sorry, shouldn't have said that. My bad. Anyways, so what I do is I got this off the Beachbody Champions page. And I can put a picture of it in the team page. There's like a bunch of different ones, but this is a daily tracker. And mine literally, I'll read to you what it says real quick, but it literally has these boxes. So I'm a very visual person, so I can literally check them off. So it's, you know, it has the whole week up here. And then as I do each activity, I put a check mark, right? And then this, to me, is key for my personality. At the bottom, it says total success club points and number of coaches added. And each day I have to write where I'm at. And I know that might sound weird, but for me personally, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing good. I've done this and I've done that and I've done that. And then I look and I'm like, oh, I don't have any success club points. I don't have any coaches. I haven't helped anyone. So for me to be able to see it was really beneficial. And there's also times beside it. So I'll read to you real quickly what the things are, which I know you've heard them before. It's the same old, same old. It's back to the basics, baby. But the thing is that it has times with it. So like today, my daughter had cheer tryouts. I was in a hurry, so I set a timer for 5 minutes. Send as many invites as I can in 5 minutes. Whether I send 5 invites, whether I send 50, I got 5 minutes, and that keeps me on track. That helps me go faster, right? Okay, so these are the things. Adding to your social, birthday wishes, starting new conversations that are non-beach body, following up with people, sending invites. Sending invites. That has to be number one. You have to send invites. If you're not inviting anyone, they don't know you want them to join you. And I'm going to give you an example real quick before I read the rest of the things. I heard this somewhere, and I don't even remember where. But say you go outside your house. You see your neighbor running, okay? They got their running shoes. They're cute. They're running. And every day you're like, dang, that girl's good. Look at her running. I wish I could do that. You're probably not going to walk up to her and be like, yo, Stacy, you going to tell me how you're running? How did you get started into that? But if Stacy runs by your house and she's like, yo, Laura, do you want to maybe run with me? Do you want to hear about how I got started? Yeah, girl, tell me how you did it. So if you're not inviting, we can put all the pictures up. We can do all the cool videos and singing and all the things. But if we're not inviting people, they don't know we want them to start with us, right? So make sure you're inviting. And if you're not good at inviting, do that first. So the next thing is checking in with your challenge group, engage, liking on comments and posting on people's stuff. I'm always authentic with that. I never fake anything. Check in the coach office, check the team page, post on social media, respond to all private messages, do your workout, drink your shake, listen to your personal development, and that's it. And I know that sounds like a lot, and I'll put a picture of this in the team page for you guys, but really, the hardest thing in here is sending invites. And I literally do that first, and I send the same invite to everybody. So I'll let Lauren maybe tell what she does for hers, but I'll post a picture of this. But having the check marks, because like I said, sometimes I think I'm doing all the things, but if I can just say, hey, it's Monday, and then I can go back and I can look and I can go, oh, wait a minute, I noticed you've been doing all the things, but you haven't been sending invites. There's a reason you're probably at SC0 because you haven't sent any invites. Your turn, Lauren.
Okay, so I sort of do things a little bit differently, although I am making strides to make changes there, but I am way less organized than that because I have just lived in a very chaotic place for like a really, really long time. And I found a way to thrive in that. So I think I'll say two of the top things that I have done recently that are really consistently that I think are making me the most money is making sure that I'm on point with my journey, as I mentioned earlier, and that I am sharing about that. Because if you're not using the products, if you're not actually buckling down and changing your body, then you're going to be one of those people that everybody else is talking about. That is like all the other companies that are like, come use my thing, but I'm not really necessarily using it. And I'm not posting pictures of me, you know, looking awesome and getting a transformation, but I'm going to tell you that you're going to get one. So, you know, check yourself before you wreck yourself, because that's just being, you know, authentic. You need to show people what's going on. And especially if things aren't going great, that's when I have grown the most, is saying like, hey, I messed up. Like at Christmas, I gained 20 pounds, like all of a sudden. I mean, my body can go from nothing to like, I can put on weight like so fast while I'm not watching it. And I just had to admit that and just be like, oh my gosh, I need this new Transform 20 workout that's coming out. And I just started plugging it just like I'm about to do for Morning Meltdown 100. And I just started doing the practice things and telling people why I needed it so much and just saying, I need people to come and do this with me. I need community. Like I was trying to create this tidal wave of people coming with me by saying, you know, everything that I am doing that they are probably struggling with too, and really bringing them on the journey with me and then checking in every single day. Like it's day 1, it's day 2, it's day 3. I mean, I learned that last year when I did, or year before, whenever it was last year, when I did 80-day obsession. Where I actually got one of those little boards where you like put the little plastic letters on them that are so cute. And every day I changed it. And every day I got a picture with it, day 1 through 80. And I think that built a lot of trust for my customers and my audience with me to see that whether I was on vacation or what, that board actually traveled with me almost every single place that I went, and I still showed up every single day. And then the other thing is I found something else to become an expert on instead of just Beachbody. And if you follow me, you know my thing has been clean eats and Cycle Bar as well. So there are actually two things. So those two things have really blessed my life a lot. And I credit those things to really funneling people into my Beachbody business. It's kind of crazy. I was sort of worried at first I might lose people, but it's not like that, because the people I've met at Cycle Bar, you know, they want something to do at home because Cycle Bar is freaking expensive. It's anywhere from $100 to $170 a month. I'm like, y'all, I can get you all this stuff for a year for less than what 1 month of going up there is. So people really like it as a supplemental thing. And then the clean eats, I found a way to tie that back into the ultimate portion fix and just fixate, where I'm letting somebody else prep food for me, but I'm sharing with other people like, yo, I'm lazy. I got way out of the meal prepping game. I started living off of fast food again and just really expensive healthy fixes instead of taking the time to make my own food. And by going to Clean Eats, I went live every day sharing it on my timeline. And people that weren't paying me any attention for workouts, because they don't want to work out necessarily, all of a sudden were like, oh, she's losing weight with just food. Okay. And then they want to know, well, how are you relating that back to your meal plan? And then behind the scenes, I would be like, okay, well, I'm estimating that this equals this. And, you know, now it's become this big thing in my challenge group where a ton of them use it. And we don't live in the same areas. You know, some people just have it shipped to their house. But anyway, we talk about it every day. And that has made being an authority on some other things have given people other ways to approach me. And then I can slide kind of in the back door and say, you know what I'm doing over here. So if you want it, come and get it, basically.
That's huge. I mean, I don't know if you guys picked that up, or hopefully you heard what she said. And they both said incredible ways that they approach the business and what activities they're doing that best help them earn money. But that last piece, I think, is something that we miss, especially for newer coaches. Identifying yourself or becoming an expert in something outside of Beachbody adds so much value, or it gives more depth to your message. And mine is it sounds cheesy saying it, but Mrs. Virginia was one of the first things that I did that was totally outside the Beachbody realm, but it gave my audience something fun to cheer me on. It was a journey that I got to bring them on. So if you're doing cycling, or you're learning how to surf, or you're having a baby, like there's all kinds of really interesting things that you can bring people into your world and inspire them with. Another question, let's see here. Manika asks, how do you get past the cost issue? That's my biggest obstacle, is that people don't want to invest, and I feel like I'm stuck.
I can go first. I used to have a lot of pushback on that, and I still do. I mean, I still have people that either can't afford it or they just haven't seen the value yet. But since I just changed my confidence in it and the way I structure the conversations, they are pretty much okay with it, because we have to be okay with the cost first. I mean, seriously, we have to know that it's worth it, because think about what everybody's spending on their skincare. What I just mentioned, that people are paying to go to Cycle Bar. That Cycle Bar in Greenville that I go to, y'all, they have so many members. There's hundreds of members. And those people are all paying hundreds of dollars a month. And I'm like, holy cow, like people have got money to throw away because they're not even showing up to those classes. And think about what we just waste on eating out and clothes. I mean, we don't think anything about going and buying like $100 pair of shoes. I mean, I think something about it, but a lot of people don't. Or spending $150 at Ulta. You know, I mean, come on, we have to be okay with it first. And then when people are approaching you, I know we hear this a lot, but don't just spill everything to them. You know, I usually don't make the sale when I skip steps and I give people the cost up front. And I do that with my friends usually. It'll be like somebody I'm comfortable with. And I'm like, oh, here, you know, thinking like they're going to get it. No, everybody has got to have the value built for them. So no matter how the conversation starts, I'm going to do the back and forth a little bit of, you know, here's my story. I've lost 75 pounds and I've been doing this for 3 years. I feel the best I ever have. You know, I do like a short plug. Like, I swear to you, Shakeology is aging me in reverse, because if you look at a picture of me from 10 years ago, I look way younger. So I just sort of, do some funny little things. And I'm like, okay, before I dive in, tell me about you. Why are you reaching out? What are your struggles? What are your goals? And then as I'm writing back, I'm like, oh my God, you're going to love this. You're about to get a year of this, of 30 days of this, or swap it out for this. And I'm like so excited about it. Like, I drink this every day for breakfast. It actually saves me money. So I'm sort of like beating down the objections before they can come up with them. Cause I'm like, think about, you're going to have 30 days of Shakeology. You're going to save on that meal every single day. You think of your way of wording that, but I try to say it in a short way, but in a very descriptive way, so that they're like, oh, I'm getting like a lot for my money. And then I also, once I have broken it to them what the charge is going to be, when they finally are like, tell me the price, I write back one more time listing everything they're going to get, even though I've just said it. I say it again. I'm like, okay, so this package is going to have a year of bod, 30 days of Shakeology, a free shaker cup. I even go in to say a free t-shirt when you're done, and we can enter to win cash and prizes, if I remember to throw that in there. But I've really started saying about the free t-shirt, because y'all, we know we like a free t-shirt. And then if they're like, and I say, and all that's only $160. Oh my God, I remember when I paid that for just one DVD. Or this month we say, holy cow, it's only friggin' $140. And then I send them the bod video. And it's one from Beachbody, sells them on it. And I'm like, tell me what flavor you'd want to start with from watching this. And then we take it on from there. So usually people are just like, okay. And if they can't afford it, now I'm starting to break into offering the free trial a little bit. I didn't used to do that, but that could be another topic for another day. But a lot of times I'll just be like, well, when's a good time? Or can I keep you on my follow-up list or something like that? And keep showing them the value, and I'll come back to them like maybe in a couple weeks or a month or something.
Love it. And I think that, just piggybacking on that, no matter which way or how you go about saying it, it really comes back down to, and maybe Laura might say something totally different, I don't know, but it comes back down to your confidence in what you're saying, your confidence in what your story is, how it changed. What was that? That's what I always try to tap back into when I'm dealing with objections. It's like, girl, you crazy. Like, seriously, have you seen my abs? Do you want that? Because I can get it for you if you want to do it. And I just tap into that confidence and burst with it in my I do voice messages. Nicola helps me a lot with my inbox, but when I'm doing it, it's usually my voice, because I feel like they can hear my heart behind it and my passion behind it. Sorry, Laura, go ahead.
No, you guys both literally hit what I was going to say. The yes to all of that, especially the confidence. It was so funny. As soon as you guys said that, I was like, yes, because they don't quite believe it yet. So you have to believe in them until they're ready to believe in themselves, right? So if you're not coming off with confidence, they're not going to see the value. The only other two things I will add to it is, I know when I very first started, I was so excited to get started that I was a little bit desperate, maybe is a good word. So I try really hard, like, not to come off desperate. Like, it's kind of like that exclusive Michael Kors purse or that Louis Vuitton purse. Like, you either get it or you don't. So it's kind of like, hey, I'm here. When you're ready, right? And it depends on the person I'm talking to. I also, another big thing I do is I keep in the notes section of my phone, I keep scripts. Now I will tell you, I always tailor the script to the person, but this one for my money objection, which I can give it to you guys too, but I just basically tell my story. So it's, somewhere along the lines, and I change it per person. So you can't just put the script out there and be like, oh, I did it. You have to find that pain center for that person or that connection with that person. But if money is the objection I get, it's like oh, hey girl, I'm totally happy to help you as soon as you're ready. I totally understand how you feel. I was the exact same way when I first heard about the programs. I don't know if you've seen my story, but my husband and I were in debt, owning 2 houses on top of living with expenses, not including our cars. I just felt so overwhelmed, like we were drowning and we were getting nowhere financially. I was like, who am I to spend this money on myself when I should be putting it to my family, especially that time of year, because I started in December. So I talk about Christmas time and money and presents. So anyways, at that point, depending on where the conversation's at, I might tell them about the 30-day money back guarantee. I don't typically do that. I'm not a big fan of that because I feel like if I tell them that, that's letting them quit before they've even started. If I tell you there's an out, if I tell you you can get your money back, you're not going to put in your all. So depending on the person, but I just really share my story. Like, hey, dude, I feel you. I paid my TV bill late in order to get this. I paid $160 for 7 workouts or 9 workouts, whatever, for 21 days. Like, I get you. Like, I totally got you. So all those things combined with what Lauren and Jatana was saying, but then I'm, would maybe put in the money script. But like I said, you have to tailor it to the person. So, I know some people will be like, oh, I see you get your nails done. If you just didn't get your nails done, you could do this. I don't personally do that. I just share my story and say, dude, I feel you. I had 2 houses. I was paying 2 mortgages. I had a 2-year-old. I had this, and this. But I got to this breaking point to where I had to choose me. I had to do something to change my life because we were drowning, So that's all I was going to add to that one.
No, and in just what they both said, absolutely phenomenal. I hope you guys heard that because that's one of the biggest questions you'll ever get from a Beachbody coach is how do I handle cost objections? And if you think to yourself, we kept saying confidence, and you're like, well, I don't have confidence in this yet. If you don't have confidence in it yet, I want you to dial into a program and get results from that program. You cannot, I remember when I first signed up as a coach and I was 7 weeks into insanity and I was like, holy poop balls, my body has never looked this good in my whole life. And I have had 2 seasons. I wanted to like run down the street and go door to door and be like, look how I look. Like I was so pumped about it. There was nobody that could put water on the fire that I had going on. And there's something really magical and special about that exudes from you. And so if you're not feeling confident in your approach and in your invites and things like that, get results from a program. Like really, really focus on being a test group participant of a program, and you will feel confident because the girl that's next to you went, nah, it's not really worth it. Like, are you kidding me? Have you seen me lately? Did you see me before not to? What are you talking about? It's not worth it. It's amazing. Sorry. Okay, I digress. Callista asks, yeah. Okay. Also, do you have actual business cards you hand out to people, and does it help? It's so funny. I just had to talk about this. When I first started my Beachbody business, I remember like weeks before going, I just want to like have a business where I have business cards because I wanted to feel important. Now, sometimes I wish I did because I do meet people, but here's the thing. Most people, including myself, throw those things away. Like I don't keep track of them. Your best bet is to become IG friends with them or Facebook friends with them. Like, that's what I do. If I meet a cute, I was with Dina and Vanessa and Brooke, and we were at a coffee shop in Miami or South Beach, and I'm like, this girl's cute. Somebody get her handle, because she's cute. And we're all like, what's your handle? Like, becoming friends with her and saying hi to her. So making that connection on social media is really helpful. I don't know, Laura or Lauren, your thoughts?
So I do have business cards, but let me say, don't run out and do business cards. I got business cards because Travis surprised me. I hit Success Club 10 for the first time in my business, and he did it to surprise me as a gift. So, and he got some kind of like coupon. I forget the name of the thing. But anyways, it was like, but don't go out. You don't need business cards. It is kind of fun, but honestly, most of the time they sit in my purse and I'm like, who can I hand it out to? And then when I do meet somebody, my purse isn't with me. So it's like, but I'm all the time like, girl, you got social? Add me, just like Jatana was saying. So I don't think you need business cards. They are fun. And if you're somebody who likes that, and I think you really have to ask yourself, are you really going to hand these out? Like, I'm the type of person I would. Like, I do whatever. But if don't waste your money on it. Don't think you need that to be successful. That's the key. Doing things that you think make you successful, but they're spending a lot of your money. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I've never bought a business card, and I'm doing just fine. All right. Let's see. Next question. How are you getting others interested in what we do without the sales tactic? I'm having a hard time with this. You mean I'm assuming like becoming a coach.
Me first? Okay. I really, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you go ahead. I was like, what's she saying? Sorry.
Hi. I really try to add, again, this comes back to the desperate. Before I was like, join my team. You got to join my team. Don't you want to make money? You need to make money. Isn't your family poor? Like, it was embarrassing. When I look back to my, and let me, and I'm still new at this. Okay. I'm still new. I'm sure, you know, a lot of these ladies that have been on here for a long time can say this too. When you look back at your old messages, if you're afraid to send a message, or if you're like, I'm going to sound stupid, or I'm going to mess this up, or my work, I literally had one of my girls the other day said, well, my workout videos don't look as good as yours. I wish I still had my old ones to show you guys. It was awful. And I'm like, why did anybody like that? Why did anyone click like on? I mean, it's like that bad, right? In order to get better, you have to practice with inviting, with videos, with whatever. You just have to keep doing it, right? And I'm not going to say my videos are awesome. They're not, but they're getting better. They're getting up to par. They're getting where I want them. But as far as the getting people to recruit, I don't act desperate anymore. I don't beg people to join my team anymore, thank goodness. And I really express the level of community. I really, because this community is awesome. And if you're not on the morning workouts, I know you guys, a lot of you work and things like that, but like, I mean, look at this team call. Look at these amazing ladies on here doing this thing, right? And like putting your time out there. We're all super busy, but we're doing it. And I just really express like, you have your, let's say your husband. Okay. My husband was very supportive. Even from day one. He was my little cheerleader, my best cheerleader, but he wasn't going through the journey, and he's a dude. So he'd eat clean for like 3 days and he'd look amazing. I would eat clean for 30 days and I, you know, get little results, but little. So my journey was a little bit slower going with the transformation, with, you know, with getting to where I wanted to be. But when you have these ladies, you have people who are going to cheer you on. I wasn't feeling good. And do you know how many messages I got this morning? Hope you're feeling better. Are you going to be on to work out? And like, that was the best feeling to know that they cared, that they were like rooting for me, cheering me on. So I really lead with the community. Now, I was just saying this the other day. This is good, but it's bad, because then I have a whole bunch of people who are here for the community. Nobody who's really wanting to like, you know, go all in and quit their job like Lauren. So I'm trying to find a happy balance, and maybe she'll have some better tips for you on this part as to how to get some business builders, how to get people who are wanting to really go all in with the business. Me, I kind of feel like the white unicorn or something, because when I started because I wanted to make my money back. But like day 1, day 2, I saw the top coaches, including Jatana, talking and sharing their story and putting out the Success Club trips and speaking on stage. And I literally, oh man, I wish I had it. I'll have to find it. A picture of Jatana. I have a picture of Jatana speaking at Summit. And I remember thinking, I want to do that. I want to speak on that stage. And I sent it to her. She probably doesn't even remember it. I'm going to find it here in a minute. But I remember thinking like, I can do that. I want to be that. I want to be that person who's helping other people change their lives. So I don't know, Lauren, you might have some better tips for them as far as like getting some workers.
That's hard. It is hard. I mean, I'll just say it is hard. I think what helped me first, which I don't have a team full of workers. I have a team mainly of discount coaches and people that want to become workers, and they work in little spurts, and, you know, they do what I used to do. And so I completely understand it. You know, they're working other jobs and doing other things. But I think what I had to really hone in on first before that was just how to sell a challenge pack and how to be a really great coach. Like, you need to get yourself the win too. Like, I don't go into it like too worried about signing every single person up as a coach. I'm going to ask every single person to become a coach. And then I hope that they'll have the same experience that I did, where I had a great transformation and then it made me want to help other people. But you're not going to be able to force anybody to have the passion that you have. you just have to keep putting yours out there so that it catches flame on people. And then eventually you find those people that are going to go with you. And like I said, I'm still looking for a lot of those people, but just because I don't have a ton of them doesn't mean it's going to put my fire out any. I'm just going to keep going forward and showing people how good I feel. And I don't know if part of your question, Brandy, maybe also was about just customers in general. But what I have a lot of people message me now and say they want is the smile that I have on my face. Not as many people these days are even saying, I want my body to look like yours. They'll say, you got a great transformation. A guy wrote me a message last night that I went to high school with, didn't even talk to him in high school. And he's messaged me, and the last thing he said to me was just, I just want to be happy, and I want to have the smile that you seem to have on your face every single day. And that has all come from attraction marketing, what Jatana really honed in on herself a couple of years ago. And if you watch her on social media, her IG stories, the way she takes her pictures and things, I have really tried to pick up what she's been putting down and turn it into my own thing. And I basically live my life like it is sort of a reality show. Not to make that sound like it's stuck up or anything, but I'm just like, okay, I know what I like to see that other people are doing, so I just do the same thing. And people seem to like it. I mean, my views are consistently getting bigger and more consistent every single day. That I'm like, okay, I've got pretty good numbers that are slowly like creeping up and up and up. And that tells me the topics that I'm putting out there are things that people want to see. But I really have to put my true passion out there for it. If you are not passionate about it, if you are lukewarm about it, other people are going to be kind of lukewarm back to you. I mean, just to be perfectly honest. And that comes back to what I said before about your own transformation, what Jatana said about dialing in to a program for yourself and show people what this really looks like to be a coach, to be a customer. And then they're going to be more attracted to you to start asking questions and want to be a part of it. And it's sort of leaving a little mystery there too. I'm not putting out there saying, hey, I'm drinking Shakeology, Energize, Hydrate, Recover. I've come up with my own names for things like I was shown to do by just watching my mentors. So I've got no excuse juice. And I do kind of call hydrate, but I usually call it hydration. And I've coined the two together as my summer stack. So now I'm referring to it as that, which is nothing Beachbody related. It just came to me one day and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to start doing this. And my shake is my sexy shake. And people message me and literally say, what is the sexy shake? What is your no excuse juice? Like they're calling it the other name. They never even learned the real product name. And so that sets me apart from other people that are like, drink my coffee. Like all they have is maybe one product that's everybody else is calling it the same thing. So branding and personalizing my stuff has been helpful as well. And I'm the cat lady. Oh, this isn't a cat shirt. I had it on earlier. Sorry, I got excited. One of my cats is right here. I'm trying to tempt him to jump up. But I talk a lot about my cats too, and I use them as sort of like my stars of the show to attract people to me. So.
Love it. And Brandy, in terms of, oh my gosh, I remember that. That's so funny. That was you. It's probably somewhere in my phone.
I was there for that.
I'm not speaking this year, thank God, because you have a really hard time spending time with your team. I would say to that, Brandy, for 6 years, this has been the main source of getting coaches for me. I get them as challengers. I put them in a challenge group. I help them get results within the first 30 days. They fall in love with the team because they get on these Zoom calls, or even before Zoom calls, they were in the challenge groups. They fall in love with the process. They almost kind of freak out at the end of the 30 days going, what do I do next? I can't stop. I need help. And so that is my best piece of advice, and will always be kind of the bread and butter to my business and how I find working coaches. The best working coaches come from my challenge groups because they have had on-the-job training. They know what it's like to be in a challenge group. They know what it's like to feel good in the challenge group. They're usually the ones shining very brightly, and not always, because Kelly King didn't do one dang thing in my challenge group, and she's my top coach. So don't discount people because they're quiet. Just sometimes they're just not real sure about what this whole thing is, and they're not looking to post their selfie everywhere, but they have to kind of find their own. My best piece of advice is hit Success Club, help those 3 people get results, and then see who your people potentials are. And obviously it's a numbers game. The more people you bring into your challenge group, the more opportunity to have to get a coach. And sometimes it takes more than 3 months for that person to really fall in love with it. And you know, if they go 3 months with Shakeology full price, then you're like, okay, girl, like now you're paying way too much, because now I'm doing you a disservice by not telling you about the discount coach option. And then to go into the more you do it, the better you get it. I went to my old insanity group, and this was the very first video I ever posted on Facebook, so that was funny. But you just see it. It's literally my feet in my butt. Like, what the heck am I doing? Yeah, and I'm in my gym, because I used to go to LA Fitness and drop my kids off, and I'm doing Asylum. But that's my very first video I ever posted on Facebook. A long way. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. All right, we're coming up on 10 o'clock now, so let's see if we can find some good questions in here. Oh gosh, there's a lot. Okay. Real quick, how are you adding to IG? Anybody have a quick word for that?
I don't know. I'm blocked on IG. My IG is being crazy. I can't message people or hardly follow people at all. But hashtags is great, and just being consistent in stories. And I follow hashtags. And then I'll go in and follow any of those people that just look like they're not with an MLM, like they're just a hustler that are just doing their own thing. And I've taken Jatana's advice, where you go into a brand that you love or a store that you love and see who's following them. I did that for part of the day today, and just looked to see, okay, who's the followers of, it was like a blogger or something. And I was like, oh, who follows her? And I vetted a few people and followed them. And then I go and do the interaction thing, where I'll, comment on a couple posts, like a few things, so they sort of see me pop up. And that works pretty well. Yeah, 30 interactions a day, and hashtags like hashtag French Bulldog. Now I got a French Bulldog. I gotta go find all those French Bulldog mommies and start, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Ask questions, build relationships. And that's how we get new people. Laura?
Same exact. Building relationships.
What is your invite process for a challenger? Like, you met Sally Sue, she's got a cat, and you're like, oh, your kitty's so cute. I have the same kind of cat. How do you get to ask her to join a challenge group?
This is kind of new for me. I tried something a little different, and it's working better for me. Is I would get really excited because people would maybe like one of my pictures, like a brand new person, someone who's just following me, like my picture, and I'd be like, telling them all the things. Now I made a rule to myself, unless they specifically say, girl, tell me what you're doing, I have to talk to them 3 times before I'll send an invite. And that has been huge for me, because I'm so passionate. It's not that I'm trying to make money. It's that I'm so passionate. And like Jatana said, I had this amazing transformation, and it changed my life, that I just want to scream it. I just want to all the things. So that's my rule. Unless they specifically ask me, I have to talk to you 3 times about totally random shit, whatever, nothing fitness related, before I'll send you an invite.
And just on that, there's an old system that I learned when I first became a coach, and they don't talk about it as much. It's called FORM. Nicola's like, I know FORM. So FORM is family. Just keep it in your mind. You can do it when you're out in public. You can do it in a DM or PM or whatever. Family, occupation, recreation, mention. They have kids. Oh, little Johnny's so cute. When's he turn 2? What kind of cake do they get for his birthday? Family, right? And then occupation. What do you do for a living? Oh, you're a nurse. Oh, nurses love to become coaches because they love helping people. They're fantastic coaches. Recreation. What do they like to do for fun? And then mention. When you have those first 3, the mention becomes a lot easier, because you understand where they're at in life, what their lifestyle's like, what their needs are based on their lifestyle, and it's really easy to mention. So remember that when you are approaching a cool conversation. And if you're like, how do I even start a family? Do I just be like, hi, who's your husband? No. You find ways to connect, because family is the most easy conversation to start. And usually if you're a mom, you can talk about their kids. If you've got a dog, you can talk about their dog, and ask them questions. And then that's how you roll into the other pieces. But that's old way of getting to know somebody, MLM stuff, but it still works. Are you checking in weekly with all your people?
I have them all in a challenge group, and I won't say I'm perfect at following up with everyone. I hope to get better at that, but I've made it known that I'm available. I'm showing up in the challenge group constantly. If I see people need special attention or somebody new, I'm following up with them more behind the scenes. But I put everything like really up front in our challenge group, and I have one that's ongoing forever where I'm like, you need to be checking in like right here. And I put my expectation of them each day. Like, if you're struggling, you tell me right here or you message me. If you're happy today, you tell me in the comment right here what you're happy about. If you need a new Shakeology recipe, we did that the other day. I was like, put them in the comments right here. Like, I'm trying to force the social interactivity. And one of my girls actually did a huge post this morning or this afternoon where she was just like, all of a sudden I'm noticing a real uptick of posts in this group, and it's making me want to post more, and it's making other people want to post more. And other people are commenting on that saying, yeah, this momentum is working great. So I don't have to do as much work. They're helping each other because I'm just forcing my own story into the challenge group constantly and trying different ways to get them to interact with me. So it saves me a lot of time.
I wish mine was like that. It is not. I have tried that. I do have a challenge group. I do have a couple girls who post in there, but I've tried to, really get that going because like you said, when you're just hearing from me, they're like, okay, yeah, Laura's just this super person who does it. But when they hear from each other, so I'm really trying to get that going. It's still not really working out for me. So I tell my people they can message me anytime. And when I get back to you, I get back to you. Like, I'm pretty quick to get back because I remember having a lot of questions when I started. And I remember thinking, I really need the help. I know a lot of coaches don't agree with that because they're like, you're going to burn out. You're going to get overwhelmed. So I am trying to get the challenge group going. But for right now, my people just feel more comfortable talking to me one-on-one, and I encourage them when they do ask a question, I'll answer it, but I'm like, you know what, you should totally put that in the chat. We have a Facebook Messenger group chat. They tend to do a little better with that than the My Challenge Tracker. I want them to use the My Challenge Tracker. They don't always, but when I have them do it in the chat, they're a little more willing to kind of put like, hey, like I'm struggling with this, or hey, I work night shift, and what do you do? Obviously I work night shift at the hospital, but I'm like, you know what, you should ask so-and-so because they're a night shift nurse and they can totally hook you up. But I do like what you said about them leading each other, but my group's just not right there yet.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's do like 2 more and then we'll wrap it up. I can answer this last one. Katie, removing friend people who didn't accept your friend requests. Back in the day when I was really adding on Facebook, I would go in like once or twice a week and see who is still pending friend requests. And if it's been a week and they haven't accepted, then I just undo it because you will get put in Facebook jail if you do too many. Whitney Adams asks, is there a way to tell or / ask your customer for referrals? I have several customers that see results and have a family or friend ask how they are getting the results, and they refer them to Beachbody, but never to me. This is fantastic. This is was the beginning of when my challenge groups really started, and maybe they have a different way they approach this, but this is how I think I built my business in the beginning. I ran a challenge group, and you guys can still duplicate this. I ran a challenge group. I created a collage of all my challengers' pictures. And I used to do this like clockwork every time, but now my Facebook is so whacked out that I can't. But I would create a collage. I would post it on my Facebook page and tag all of them in it. And with that, the message in the actual post would say something to the effect of, these ladies are about to start a journey that is about to transform their life. If you are seeing this and they're one of your loved ones or friend or family, give them some love and some shout outs that they can stick with this. And it was so cool because you would see like Sally in Kansas, her great aunt is commenting, and then her cousin was commenting, and they're cheering them on. And that's where those referrals started to show up, where they're like, wait, what is she doing? What are you doing? And so 2 things would happen. I would talk to the person and say, you would be a great coach because you had 12 people ask you what you're doing. Why don't you let me mentor you in this group, and we'll go ahead and set you up as a coach. They can order through you, and you'll get instant commission and pay for all your products that way. And then I will facilitate the group. No pressure on you. And if the person's like, no, I don't want to be a coach, I just want to focus on myself, which is totally, I respect that, then it's like, well, I will take these girls on. They'll be your accountability buddies, and those are brand new people that I would have never met otherwise. But to keep them, from going straight to Beachbody, I think just making your presence really credible in the group, like this is something you want to be a part of. Don't just go to Beachbody. And even if they went to Beachbody and they ordered, you can get them transferred to you. That's totally okay. But making it such a thing, like the challenge group is a thing that people want to be in. And so when Mary and Susan and all of them are in the group and they're from all over the country, like their friends that ask them about it, they're like, you got to be in this group. Like, it's so fun. Like, all these women are amazing. And so making sure that your challenge groups are this place that is like this culture that people want to be a part of. And referrals are fantastic. Businesses are built for sure partially on those referrals. Anything else real quick? I know we're like getting late and we get up early. How many people do you add a day on Facebook and IG? Facebook's max. I don't know. My practice used to be three new people a day on Facebook. Instagram, I do 30 new connections because I can't really add. I just have to hope that they follow me back by making 30 connections. Laura, will you post your invites in Epic so people can see it? Monique said thank you. And then remember, form is family, occupation, recreation, and mention. All right. Thank you, Laura and Lauren. You guys are amazing. Keep rocking it out. Let's see you get that gold status. I know Valerie has already hit it. We need one more girl so that we can party it up at the elite party. Thank you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow morning on our workouts. Bye.